Okay, so good morning and welcome to our weekly market outlook, where we try to spot trading opportunities for the week and look at potential trades that we could take. First off, we'll look at the economic calendar. If you go to forex.com, so I filtered out only high impact and medium impact news, as you can see. So today being Monday, we don't have so much, just a couple of medium impact news from the more like reports from the ECB, that's the European Central Bank or something. And then there's also the FOMC member speaking. So not much activities today. So Mondays usually being something like that. And then on Tuesday, we'll have the monetary policy meeting, and also we'll have the core retail sales from the Aussie and the CAD respectively, while also having the existing home sales. So for Tuesday, this would be key, especially this one. So we'll be having this one as a key factor to watch. So somebody says there's no audio, please check your audio if other people seems to be able to hear me just clearly. Okay. Now, so the core retail sale would definitely have some implications, high impact implication on the CAD, depending on whether it comes out at 0.5 or worse, or maybe even better. So we'll be watching that as well. And then on Wednesday, by 7 a.m., there's going to be the CPI report from that's the Consumer Price Index from the from London, that's GBP. And then there's also that from CAD, which is the Canadian dollar, the Economic Consumer Price Index report as well. So it's not the most quiet week, but it's not out of order, just normal reports. And then on Thursday, we have some other reports, and then on Friday, just a few as well. So basically, what we're going to be seeing is, beside those times, the market is going to most likely flow in the direction of the technicals, which it always tends to do, though, irrespective of something happens, something irrational doesn't happen. So with all of this in mind, remember, I don't treat the news at its where. I only just pay attention to them to know when to, with that hold break or I put on the accelerator on my trades. Okay, so now we'll go straight over to the chart. So now, if you have the way you want to use this thing is, let's say you have current open position on, let's say, AUD CAD or something, and you're in profit, or you're looking to get into the position, and then you figure out that, okay, well, there's a very high impact news coming out. You don't know the exact reports. We don't know exactly what it will come out to be. So you might want to manage your trades, maybe adjust your stop loss to get tighter, so you don't, or if you're in profits, maybe close partials or close all of it, depending on what you're expecting or how good deep into the position you are. Or maybe you're looking to take a trade and then it's just very close to the time maybe what's supposed to come out, and let's say you're trying to trade Aussie CAD by 1:30 p.m. and you might just decide to stay away at that particular time and then get involved after the news. But entirely is up to you. If you want to trade the news on itself, good and fine, as long as you have a strategy that you have planned out for it and that it works for you. Okay, now we'll jump over straight to our currency pair. We're going to start off by looking at the pound CAD. So the pound CAD, this particular trade I gave out on the sent out on the Telegram group. So if you look at the chart here, you see that overall, I'm looking to see if I can take this in up to 1.600. However, if you drop down, so if we drop down to this time frame here, so let me just do this pound CAD. Let's use this instead. Okay, so you'd see that so price has actually tapped into the area that I'm interested in. So I'm actually been interested in this area here to look for more like this, to look for buying opportunities to then take this higher. So we are currently sitting there, right? Now, even though this is a 1 minute chart, the real idea behind this trade is based on an even higher time frame bias. Okay. Now, so what I want to see here now, what you can be looking out for here now is some sort of confirmation within this area. So something like, let's say we have this, if we have, let's say, a trend line break or a counter trend line break from here, I would like to buy this. So this, you can see this is probably setting up as we go. We'll see whether this one runs. But I like this one. So as it stands now, well, depending on how aggressive or conservative you are, you can look to jump in. The trade idea would look something like this, wherever it is you decide to jump in. let's say on the retracement, your stop loss should be just below this area here. Now, this one is one-off because it appears the market is live, is around our area as well, live. So good and fine. You could see this structural shift here. If we break above this area here, which we appear to be doing, then it could be a potential buy trade, something like this. Stop loss is like what, 7 pips, and we're trying to take this thing all the way up to 1.600. That's 1.6000. So I will see how this one plays out. I'm already so I have just have one open position here now with this one. I'm going to run this one up. Okay, so basically most of the other pairs will not be like this. It will be in my cutting edge trading room where we would actually be looking for live trade opportunity. But this one just fortunately happens to be. We'll see if this one plays out quite nicely. If price goes up to this point, you know how for you guys in my cutting edge room, you know how I look to partial out of trades. Okay, so the overall target on that would be. So let me go down. It's even the overall target on that would be. All the way up here. So, risk to reward ratio, this is something like 1:1:17. So we'll see if it plays out nicely. So we're done with that one for now. Now, there are a couple of instruments that we're going to be looking at. Remember this weekly market outlook class, we just try to spot tradable opportunity for the week, right? It's not about me giving you live trade insight. If you want live trade insights, join me on my Tuesdays and Wednesdays cutting edge trading room classes. And that is only exclusively for people who have funded the account and are added to the Telegram group. Okay. But for this, what do you call it? EURUSD in the Telegram channel, I did send out a trade idea last week, I think Thursday or Friday, where we're looking for buying opportunity within these two areas, and you could see exactly how price tapped into our area and has pushed up. So if you're in this position, you should definitely look to at least move your stop loss to break even, maybe take some partials, and if price gets up to this area, take even more partial. But now here is, so let me just use a different, clearer charts. Okay, so for the week, right, this is where I stand on this one. I anticipate, I'm bullish. My bias for EURUSD this week is bullish. I'm looking for, based on the way price is delivering, I'm looking for buying opportunity to take this thing up because of the way price is delivering so far. Now, so here's the expectation, or at least my expectation for price. I would want to see price actually take out this high. So you see this high here. I'd like to see price take out this high, and then I'll look to buy the market if we get a retracement into something like this, and I'll take this high. Now, if we go up a little bit further here, let's just take this one away. You'll see this. So you'll notice what's going on here. So you see how the market broke structure. We have displaced price to the upside, and we are now most likely, the bias is strongly bullish based off, I know long term the market is bearish, but like I discussed, the fact that price did not take out this low in the sense of closing below the low, there's a strong possibility that the market would want to come up to this high, and that is what I'm looking to trade for the week. So based on this 1 hour chart here, what I would like to see is, I'd like to see the market, take out this high. Once we take out this high, I'll be looking for, let's say, draw your Fibonacci from the low to wherever the high is, and look to buy the 618 or the 786 Fib retracement level, and then take this all the way up to those highs on the daily chart, right? So it's the more or less, it's the outlook, right, that I'm looking to play here. Now, if you are unable to get in on the buy trade signal that was sent out from here, so you remember we had our buy trade signal on the Telegram group that was sent out from here, you're unable to get involved. Well, you probably just want to wait for an insight, maybe depending on how you're looking to approach this, you might want to go down to a smaller time frame and look for bullish confirmation. However, you might just want to wait to see if we get price break these highs and then look for adjustments to continue buying. There's also the alternative scenario where price actually doesn't go up straight. So let's say price, let me just change this. There's also the alternative that price actually doesn't go up straight. So price might actually come back down and take out this low and come into this area. So even if price comes into this area, I will be looking for buying confirmation to then take this high. Right? So if you just like I mentioned in the Telegram group, there are two areas I was interested in buying from here and also buying from down here. As it stands, our buy trade from here is in profits. There's also the possibility that it could drop down and then look to, in which case I will still be bullish from here. But my overall for the week, I am bullish on Euro USD as long as price stays above this low here. So as long as as long as price stays above this low here, I'm only looking for opportunities to buy this. I'm not interested in selling it. Okay. And then there's what's that? There's EURGBP. So EURGBP, so remember this one as well. You guys should remember this one clearly. So EURGBP trade, it's been a beautiful trade, right, for us for weeks now. For weeks, this market has delivered to us exactly as anticipated. We were buying from down here. We got in on several buying positions from around these areas, and then I think on Monday last week, I think you should be on one of the previous videos on the YouTube channel. So on Monday last week, we were looking to buy. We were anticipating the break above these highs, and exactly that was what happened. We even got in on some buy trades around this area here, and price broke up, you know, taking out all these highs and closing all the way up here. Now, since that point, I also mentioned that I have closed out most of my buy trades, and I'm looking to reload. I still have some buy positions from here. I still have a few from here. And I think I still have a few from here. But I closed out, I partialed out on the majority of them. And I was looking to reload around this red zone. And just as, you know, just like prophecy, the markets came into that area and we got involved. So if you drop down to the, you know, I was looking for confirmation within this area, and we did get that sort of Y curve accumulation where price, you know, bounced away from here. I got involved actually from here. So my trade is something like this. It was early this month, something like this. My risk was tight, and I'm looking to take this thing to just above these highs, right? So this one is running. I'm bullish on this one. I have some of my EDs. I'm looking for buy opportunities only here. And now what you can do is look for buy opportunities within the smaller time frame if you're not already positioned on this, because long term, I'm looking to buy this all the way up. I'm already involved. I have some previous positions and I'm just looking to stack up more positions. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get in around this red zone here because I think I wasn't paying attention to the charts. Okay. So EURGBP, I'm long. EURUSD, I'm bullish as well. Then there is GBPCAD. I'm also looking to be bullish. Let's just quickly glance that and see if the market has started reacting. Okay, so I like what it's doing. We are breaking higher. Okay, good. We'll see if this one plays out. So fingers crossed this one gives us a move. Okay, and then there's also Euro CHF, I think. So Euro CHF, yeah. So Euro CHF, I like to look for. So now, yeah, you know, I have to understand that this market is bearish overall. But for the week, at least for today and say how tomorrow and next goes, I'm actually slightly bullish. I'm looking for buying opportunities on this one, looking to take this all the way up here to this, what's that? I'm trying to see if I can participate in some buy to take this all the way to this area, because that is kind of like my interest, right? So you see this, this zone here is where I'm looking to see if I can get involved in a buy and taking it up there. Now, so it's now about how we get involved. It's also based on the fact that if you notice, since making this low, price started making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and even this low is actually higher than this low. So potentially we might come back to this high, or at least we should come back to this high. So which is why this is going to be my primary target, why potentially this high would be my secondary target. Now it's now about how to trade this and participate. So if we drop down a little bit here, go to the 1 hour chart. Now, what I would like to see here is some sort of confirmation, right? So it can be in the form of a trend line break. So if we break this trend line, I could be looking for participating trade in, you know, on the backside of the trend line. So if price were to break above I'd look for the retest and then try to trade this all the way up here. My stop loss would be just below that immediate structure. If you're aggressive, you can put your stop loss just below this one, depending on exactly your style of trading. But I'll be watching this to see if we get this break. If we do, and as long as we start putting in higher highs and higher lows, I'll be looking to buy this all the way up here and potentially all the way up here, okay? Okay, so there is also a couple of other trades that we might want to look at. Remember, I'm not going to come and give out all the trades ideas that I have for the week. You want to see all of those, join me in my cutting edge class tomorrow, where we'll be discussing in detail those trades, okay? And then there is, so let's look at gold, XAUUSD. Let's go up to the daily charts. So gold has been, it's been acting up for a while just within this region. I was waiting to see if we get a break above this area before this rundown, and then now. So I know somebody asked me this a while. I think on chats on. Can't remember, of course. I know somebody asked me about this, but I'm not really doing anything with gold as it stands now. I'm just waiting. So what I would like to see here is actually two things. I want to see price either break above this high, or I want to see price break below this low. Right, so price either decides to break that high or break below this low. Else, it's not really that interesting. Now, looking at this, I'm slightly bearish than I am bullish, right? Because you could see how prices, even though we are within this range here, prices, structure seem to be delivering lower, right? But I really would not want to get involved on this one until I see some sort of break above these highs or break below the low that I highlighted there. So now, for now, potentially what you could be looking out for is, now I'm not trading gold until I see any of those, but this could be a valid trend line to watch for confirmation. So there's a sort of a wedge pattern forming here that you could just want to keep in mind. No, not that's that you could just want to keep in mind here. So any breakout of this would expose one of these highs. So you could see that this is the highs that I said I would like to buy from above here, or the lows I would like to sell below this area. Now notice how we're moving in this sort of wedge pattern here, and it's a terminal pattern, meaning the market it's running out of spaces to move toward. Like it can't keep staying within this region. It has to break out one way or the other. I don't know where exactly it's going to break out. If it breaks out above resistance, we could see this thing come up and retest this area. Otherwise, if it breaks below support, we could see this thing, retrace and, go and target those lows. So watch to see where we break out from, trade with confirmation. So if the market breaks out, look for a rounded retest where the market breaks out and, retests some sort of area, previous area or fib level or something, and then look to target the next run. So if it breaks higher, we could be running after these highs. If it breaks lower, we could be running after these lows down here, okay? So US oil. Okay, so I've not looked at this one for a while. US oil, it's also, it's much, okay, so this one is a little bit on the edge, especially with all the things happening globally. But just paying attention to the technicals, we seem to be breaking down lower, right? So price seems to be breaking down lower. You can see this most recent structure where price, came from this low, from this high to this low, made a high and then made a lower low, and then we broke down twice. So we made a lower low, we made another lower low. So most likely we are looking to at least going by Dow's theory of markets. We've broken down twice. So there's a good chance, a good possibility that any retracement into maybe something like this, or even an area such as this, could serve as resistance to hold price from going back further. So a price could get here, and then continue to go down, or we could see market come up to this area here and then reject. So you want to keep those two areas in mind, these two lines, keep those two zones in mind. If price gets into those areas, watch for confirmation bearish, and then try to look for a confirmation that suits you. Madam Oluremi said, seems to be heading to 100. I don't know what that means. 100 WTI. What's that? I don't know what the currency pairs you're talking about, and I don't know what you're talking about. 100 WTI. Okay, maybe you just clarify a little bit. So so far we have looked at a couple of pairs. I'm overall generally bullish on euro. Also bullish on the euro. Bearish the dollar, basically, at least against the euro. And okay. Oh, okay. You mean it seems to be heading to 100? Okay. Well, I don't. Okay, let's see. US oil. So you mean it seems to be heading to 100? Well, there's nobody that can tell me where it seems to want to head towards. It's possible it wants to go to 100. I don't like to forecast that too far into the future. I like to just follow what prices, how price is delivering to me, right? So if price delivers to me from an area I'm interested in, and I like the setup that follows on afterwards, then yes, we could look to trade it to 100. But for now, unless I find confirmation from around these areas, I would, yeah, it's possible it might go down to 100, but we'll see how that one goes. 100 is still a lot of pips away from where we are. I will just take it one pip at a time, if you know what I mean. Okay, so GBP USD. Okay, so you see we're moving, right? Boom, we're moving. Price has stopped. So it's not, looks like magic, but it's not, it's just plan. So price has tapped into the area we're interested in, bounced off, and now it's pushing higher. So good, what we love to see. So we'll see if this one begins, is the beginning of the move we're looking for. And if so, well, let's let it bring pips for us this week. Now, here's the beautiful thing. Here's the thing to understand about trading, right? If you plan your trade and you trade your plans, and you can, and then you have rules. So you need to have rules for yourself as to what you look for, how you get involved, even rules as to how many trades you take, and at what point do you stop trading for the day. Rules that, so we all have mental limits. So let's say you have 3 wins in a row, or 4 wins, depending on you. You might be like, okay, so after 4 consecutive wins, I stop trading for the day, or after I've hit certain dollar amount, stop trading, or even after, let's say, X amount of consecutive losses. One of these has to keep you in check, because some of the worst times to trade are just after a run of wins or after a run of losses. If somebody wins, I've been taking trades and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades in a row, and they're all going as planned. But what happens is the person start getting this godlike feeling like, I know it, and then maybe the next one you go and risk too much or something like that, right? The same thing when you've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, you might now get this revenge. You might start to try to revenge or to fight the market, and well, the market is not your mate. So plan your trade and then look to execute your plan, have rules as to exactly what you trade, and then let's see how it goes. Now, when you hit your target, so you have, let's say you once I'm up, if I make 300 pips, I'm done for the week, or at least I reduce my trading frequency, or however it is you look to get involved. So the goal is to protect your profits. You want to protect the profits you've made, as market moves your way. So those are some of the key instruments I would look at. Okay, I wanted to look at GBP USD before as the last one. So GBP USD. So GBP USD, this one I have been selling, for a while. Where's that? So we're looking to sell from from all the way up here. And the market did break. There was inside structural shifts here, which I did participate in selling. Unfortunately, I didn't send out this one. So the group, I did get involved selling, took most of my profits here. And now I'm waiting for another opportunity to get involved again. So I would like to see price come all the way up here. So let me draw it properly. So if we, where is you? So I would like to see price. So if this is our new high, is our high to our low, I'd like to see price come up to around the 78.6 FIB area to then look for opportunities to sell this thing back down because I'm bearish on this one, right? As long as price continues to act the way it's acting, I'm still looking for opportunities to sell this. So this red area here, just between 1.2455 to like 1.2570 is an area I'm interested in seeing price come towards and then look for opportunities to sell. So just as is highlighted here, if price, I like to see price get into this area and then I want to see some sort of reaction here and then look to sell this thing and take it back down. Okay, so so keep in mind this zone. If price approach this area, you can start looking for some maybe counter trend line break, some sort of structural shift where let's say price decides to let's say market starts going up and then taps into this area, you could then look for maybe something like a trend line break, watch for the backside of the retest, and then look to trade this down. But within this area here, I'd like to look for selling opportunities to then take this thing much lower. Okay, so we ran through our instruments really fast. I think I was speaking too fast, but we ran through our instruments really fast. I think we bumped through like 5 or 6 or something like that. Pairs, we looked at euro dollar, we look at euro pound. We also looked at pound CAD, pound dollar, gold, and US oil, and then obviously DXY. So keep in mind, you know, you don't need to trade everything, and you don't need to trade all the time. You just need 1 or 2 good positions, and then, you know, you get involved, they probably make up for, like the Pareto principle, you know, 80% of your action will come from 20% of, or 80% of your results will come from 20% of your action, and obviously vice versa, okay? And so, but remember, tomorrow, Tuesday, 11 a.m., also Wednesday, 11 a.m. as well, we'll be looking at our cutting-edge trading room, where we'll start from EURGBP and look at all the instruments as much as our time permits, try and break down potential trading opportunities, see if you can spot some live trades and try to get involved in those opportunities. And that class is only open to, well, those of you who have funded your accounts and are on the Telegram group. If you've not done so, please ensure that you, if you've not created an account, reach out to me. If you've created an account, reach out to the account officer and fund your account, and then ask them to add you to the Telegram group, which I'm sure they will gladly be obliged to do. Okay, so you take, remember, everything said here are for educational purposes. You know, trade it, don't go over leveraging or over risking your capital. Make sure that you're always using proper risk management in all your trades, because the truth is, risk management is what will keep you in this game. Ensure that you're not risking more than, you know, 1 to 3% of your capital on any particular position. Okay, so plan your trade, allow the market to come to you, and don't try and chase the market. Allow the markets come to you. Then when the market gives you the sign you're looking for, you know, you follow the market and try and capture all the opportunities that are waiting for you. Okay. Okay. So these things you love to see, right? Things you love to see. Yeah, things you love to see. So it's like magic. You know, look at this trade, right? For example, our trade is our risk on this trade, right? So I think my own personal entry was somewhere like here. So our risk on this trade is what, like 9 pips. So already we're up 20 something pips. So risk to reward ratio, we are already like 1:2. So at this point, if you took this trade from within this area, from within this red zone here, it's safe for you to just move your stop loss to break even. You can move your stop loss to break even and just allow the rest to run. If the market comes up to this point, close some part of your trade and just allow the rest to run. Okay. So thank you very much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the class. If you have questions, now will be the time to ask your questions. I'll be stopping the recording. Remember, this recording will be uploaded on my YouTube channel. That's Normal FX Pro. So you can obviously go back and rewatch it. And remember, while you're there, please, if you like, subscribe, and leave comments if you enjoyed the channel. So now I will take your questions. Let's see. Any questions?